What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another FIFA 20 video. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to flip team of the season cards, how to trade with them. Last weekend with this community team of the season, we saw tons of opportunities to make lots and lots of coins, and we saw a lot of people make literally millions of coins just by flipping some of these cards. So today I'm going to be going through the buy times, the sell times, and I'm going to show you a few different examples of cards at different prices. I myself flipped a few cards. I believe I flipped a few Zahas as well as a few Simons here. They were very good flips, and I probably made around 200-300K just flipping these cards. Unfortunately, I didn't make as much because I didn't have that many coins to spend into it actually, but nonetheless, you're still going to be able to flip these cards. We're going to see these trends. We've seen these trends happen every promo, and it's going to be no different for the remainder of Team of the Season. So the first one we could take a look here is Simon, and I want to talk about Simon first because he was one that is extinct. So I want to talk about extinct players first. So Simon actually went up to, he had his price range updated to 600K. However, when he first came out, I believe it was only 340. So he kind of maxed out on PlayStation on that first day. So if we take a look here, his average price was 342. He was actually, like I said, maxed out at 340 for PlayStation. So, he wasn't on the market. You had to snipe him. Right after they release a price range update, you can sell like right away for like super inflated prices. So, his price updated to 600K, right? You could probably sell him for 500K if you were right there and then right away. As people kind of panic buy because they think, maybe the he goes extinct even more. So I saw some trader, he bought 3 for 340. He actually sold all 3 for 450K. He took his profit, moved on, and he made, 100K a card, so 300K right there. As well as you can see, the next day he actually was up in price too. So there was profit to be made if you did buy on that first day. So now that we talked about Simon, I want to get into some of the other cards that I really did like for flipping, and we'll talk about Felipe Anderson here because he's a popular card right now. He does a 4-star, so when he originally came out, I didn't know why he was so expensive. But basically what happened was during lightning rounds, our buy times, during lightning rounds, we want to buy at like 7:30 UK, 2:30 Eastern time. Reason being is when we buy then, that is when prices have kind of been met and found, and a lot of people have pretty much spent what they had in packs and packs saved and all that. Very rarely do we see the market go down too much more after 125Ks. At least last weekend on Xbox anyways, 125K packs didn't even sell out on the last lightning round. So I have a feeling that the same thing's going to happen. It usually is a good time to buy around then, as people really start to find their prices. All the packs have been opened that are saved, and people are buying now for their teams. So what we do then is we look to buy at 7:30, and then we look to sell at about 2 to 3 hours later, like 9:30, 10:30, as there's still a very high demand in the market, but there's not as much supply coming in because there's no more lightning rounds. So we look to sell then. A good example here of that was Zaha for me. I bought Zaha for about 940K on Xbox at 7:30 p.m. UK. I sold him at about 10 p.m. UK for 1.05 mil. So after tax, I made about 50K off of that flip. And that was a pretty easy flip. And like I said, you just got to follow the times. So taking a look at Felipe Anderson here, obviously we see on Saturday, he goes up a little bit, or he goes down a little bit. So that's something you have to be aware of. But this average price takes in the whole day. So during that day, actually, Felipe Anderson hit a very low point at 4 a.m. UK time. So that's about, 11 p.m. Eastern time. That is our second buy window for flips because there is no buying demand in the market at all. So no one's buying. People just keep listing. And if you kind of hold your card that you bought from the previous lightning round and you keep holding it overnight, you're actually going to start to see a loss on that card. So it's why I recommend, selling before 10, 11 p.m. UK, just because you're going to start to see that demand go down. So as I said, about 4 a.m. UK, there's no buying demand. That is when a lot of people look to start investing and buying those cards. And then what they do is they actually sell like midday UK, like early morning US time. Reason being, I believe, for me anyways, I bought at 11 p.m. Eastern time, and then I sold at about 8 a.m. Eastern time. So it's like, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock UK time. And I actually saw some pretty decent profit. We saw a lot of rise, especially on, I believe it was Simon, PK, Brandt, and Gomez, Casemiro. A lot of these cards rose up a lot during that time, and that was the second buy window that you probably could have hit. There is not really a third buy window, really, at least for the big team of the season, because we have weekend league sell-off coming. The only time I really saw that third buy window was Saturday and Sunday. Reason being, it was for the EFL team of the season, and that is because the lower rated squads, for example, they're very good for SBCs. So, for example, Doyle, for example, he's a very good SBC fodder type card. He's only 25k pretty much. For 87 rated card, that's pretty decent. I believe on Saturday and Sunday we saw him drop down to like 24, 25. As you can see, he's already up to, a little bit higher. And during lightning rounds, obviously, you can snipe for much lower than this, as, there's a lot of supply hitting. So when we get later in the weekend, I do recommend looking to pick up some of the lower tier squads, because we see a lot of high rated, fodder here that's pretty cheap. For example, I mean, like you said, 87 rated for 26k, 85 center back for 20k is a little iffy. A right wing back 86 rated 23k. You put a position change on him, and he becomes pretty decent investment. 27k for an 87 center back, that's a very good one. And there's a ton of other ones we can look. I mean, Kirk, for example, here, the 83 left winger, he was pretty much discard during lightning rounds. Very good deal that you could pick up there. This guy Good right here, the Joe Gomez troll, he was actually around 11k during some of the lightning rounds if you were able to buy. And again, you look to flip for a pretty good price. And if we are to get that team of the season guaranteed pack that is supposed to come out, you're going to see a very nice rise on most of these cards. Not to mention that you can also get these guys in silver and bronze packs, but that'll be for another video. But that's really all you do. You just got to time it right. So just quickly going over, buy times 7:30 p.m. UK time, sell time about 9:30, 10 p.m. UK time. Then the second window, 4 a.m. UK time, look to sell about 12 p.m. UK time when most of the UK and the US is awake. And then on Saturday and Sunday, look to pick up some of the lower tier cards at discard. Should be able to flip them pretty nicely just a little bit after the lightning rounds end. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it. If you guys do have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll respond as quick as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys.